Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. We're here for another video. I told you guys I was going to bring you this one, and I am going to. This one was a tough one. This one was tough for a few reasons. I didn't even know about the Little Mermaid re-release. Let's start there. And then when I saw the trailer, I kind of sort of remembered something a few years back about Hailey Bailey being the new Little Mermaid, but I just wasn't like, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think that it would be so negative. That's the crazy part. Dummy, I guess. When I saw this is when I really figured that something was going on. It was this one. The only problem with the Black Little Mermaid, Ariel knew her father. And I was like, okay, so y'all know me. I do deep dives. And so I was like, let me see what's going on, because so many other things have been going on with like reality TV and hot topics that this one kind of like went over my head. So I started my deep dive, and I found, let me share my screen with you. Because what it's looking like, to me at least, is it has become more than just a racial issue. It is now also a political issue, with the likes of Candace Owens chiming in. I want to show you guys, let's see. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can kind of see what a search on YouTube is like for anything involving the Little Mermaid. There's actually a new term called the woke Little Mermaid, which lets me know that it is now political, which is crazy. It's a little kids movie. We had, in my eyes, I'm thinking we had a Black Cinderella. So how is this even an issue? And then I started to think, this is an issue now because social media wasn't around. And now everybody's opinions can be spread like that. So if you have an opinion on something, 10,000, 100,000 people can see that opinion within minutes of you tweeting it or putting it on Instagram. So maybe people did have a problem with Brandy playing Cinderella in the 90s, but who knew? Because what were we going to do? You're going to email and AOL, like maybe the AOL chat rooms were popping, but no, this feels heavy for a kids movie. So let's see. The Little Mermaid. I'm just going to put Backlash. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you so that you guys can see what I see. So they want Little Mermaid Backlash. Disney too woke. The Little Mermaid. Oh, that's me. That's us. Disney's woke Little Mermaid. Racism. The Little Mermaid gets 1.5 million dislikes. The Little Mermaid Backlash. The Little Mermaid Backlash. Everybody hates the new Little Mermaid. Now, this I don't necessarily think is true. I don't think that everybody hates the Little Mermaid. I don't. I watched this lady, Mediaholic's whole video regarding it. And her points were the video, the actual cinematography was all wrong. And so I'm like, okay, I'm open to these interpretations. I even had a subscriber, reach out to me who is a big Disney buff. And what they were saying basically was the Little Mermaid, they would have preferred that the Little Mermaid look like the cartoon. And I can actually kind of understand that. For me personally, I think a cartoon is a cartoon. However, I'm not a big Disney buff. So, for somebody who is, I can't tell you that. I mean, there's backlash now involving the new Lord of the Rings series because the elves are black. And in the original books, there were no black elves. They had pale skin. Um, there was a backlash on the new Game of Thrones series, House of the Dragon, because of some of the black characters on that as well. So I'm not here to say what's right or wrong. I'm here specifically to say all of the racism involving a trailer dropping is what has to stop. Uh, like this one took it too far. And when I saw this one, I was like, I have to make a movie about it. Somebody took the time to do this. So in my searching, I found out that there is now a group called Christians Against the Little Mermaid. Y'all heard it right. It's Christians Against the Little Mermaid. Let me see. I want to share with you guys some of these, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link for you. It says adults under the hashtag not my Ariel are still furious that Haley Bailey is the face of Ariel following the release of the trailer yesterday. They have compared her, this beautiful woman, because Haley is beautiful, to one of the sea creatures in Harry Potter. I can't make this stuff up. Let me see. Not My Ariel was a hashtag that was actually created about 3 years ago from people who initially knew that Haley was cast in this movie and were angry about it. Okay, so what the woke movement is saying, or what the anti-woke people are saying, is Disney is being controlled by politics. And that's why they cast her. The director of the movie cast Haley because he says that he heard her singing at the Oscars with her sister and thought that her voice was beautiful. Sounds fair. That's how directors cast movies. I want to continue sharing these with you. Not My Ariel Faithful is more stunned by the prospect of a non-white mermaid than a half-human, half-fish hybrid. It's a good point. Did you not hear where the story is from? Also, as a marine biology student, I must say, if a mermaid existed with an upper body as a human, they would have extremely pale skin, not only to avoid detection from predators below, but also because water reduces sunlight significantly. So we have an actual, allegedly, a marine biologist stating that a mythical creature could not be black. Are y'all hearing this? Am I alone in this? I understand that there are people who are truists. They are big fans of, cinematography and all those things, but I can't wrap my head around this. I don't mind, true fans having their opinion. Everybody is entitled to that. But when you're taking it to this level, like, you have too much time on your hands. They will use Christianity as a shield for their real feelings. Well, okay, so let me see if I could find this really quickly. Because there's a group called Christians. I don't want to get the group name wrong. Is this it? Okay, no, that was just funny. Okay. The new Ariel gonna be hoarding fried chicken and macaroni salad in her trove hut. Bet. Where is it? It's called Christians Against the Little Mermaid. I'll find it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link because I told you guys I would drop it early in this videos, and I see we have people with a lot of opinions on this one. Where is it? Was that? No, that wasn't it. Not my Ariel. Okay. It says, not my Ariel zealots seem to think that there is more for a Danish person to be black than it is for a human to be half fish. Even if you buy that Hans Christian Andersen's nationality means that a character he made up must be Danish like him, you are still ignoring that Danish people can be black and are black. Yes, black Danish people do exist. This is in response to a message that said, as a Danish person, I have some bad news for all the people who's angry that a black woman is playing Ariel. Danish people don't have fins either, nor do we live underwater. We can and do, however, have different ethnicities. So there are people up in arms. I'm gonna bring people up, but before you guys go in, Lisa, I'll ask that you, if you're not speaking, if you would mute yourself, just because of the fans.
Okay.
I want to share with you guys the actual story of the Little Mermaid.
It's
Because,
quite dark.
well,
Can I
that's
say
where
something,
that's the point that
please?
I'm getting at. Happy birthday, Sebastian.
Happy birthday, Bass.
Thank you,
Bass.
everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
All
thank
legal
you.
now.
Yes,
The way he was asking
yes.
about that tequila last night, I'm pretty sure he sampled a little bit.
Okay, can I go first and give my opinion
Well,
on this?
you can just really quick. I want to share with people the actual story because, like I said, I was doing a
Okay,
deep dive, and people were saying that this Little Mermaid felt wrong because of how the movie initially portrayed her. And like I have said, and because I want to be very clear in this is open to whomever, people who are using the woke hashtag, not my Ariel hashtag. Anybody can join in on this. I just want to be clear that for those people saying that it cannot be a black woman, let me let you guys know who the original Ariel was. It's said to be almost one of the darkest fairy tales. Hans Christian Andersen's 1837 story follows the 14-year-old mythical creature on her quest to find true love. The mermaid shuns her life in the sea in search of a prince, a plot line that we all know well from the original movie. But the torture she goes through to achieve this isn't like anything you'd see in a Disney film. The creature of the sea swaps her beautiful voice and tongue for legs. Although she is able to walk on land, every step she takes resembles being pricked by sharp knives. I think the actual book said that she bled too every time she walked. Her feet bled. As Hans Christian Andersen's character
yes.
doesn't have a soul, she will only survive by winning the prince's affections. However, unlike Walt Disney's adaptation, The Little Mermaid fails on the mission. In Hans' version, instead of falling for the mermaid, the prince marries another woman. So the sea witch cuts the heartbroken girl another ultimatum, ensuring her survival if she agrees to unalive her lover. Yes, the Little Mermaid agrees to unalive the prince. But as she approaches the new bride and groom lying in their marital bed, she can't bring herself to kill him. Oh, I shouldn't, dang it. And instead chooses to unalive herself. She then dissolves entirely into foam before being offered one
It's
small reprieve. As
so
her
dark.
spirit floats, as her spirit floats in the sky, she eventually earns a soul by carrying out good deeds for a whole 300 years before ascending into heaven. After looking into the original tale, it's no surprise that Disney decided to make some adjustments. But The Little Mermaid's fate wasn't the only dark plot line that featured in the endangered author's tale. In the novel, the sea creatures are anything but innocent. The title character's sister boasts about luring sailors into the water to unalive them. So I just want to say this. Some people who got accustomed to the Disney version of this feel let down that the Ariel does not look like what they were expecting from the original movie. My only thought on this before I open the table to you guys is we've heard the original. Haley is here now, and I'm personally probably gonna go and see it a couple times. I'll probably gift it to a few of my coworkers' daughters or sons who want to go see it, because I don't think that Haley deserves any of the actual racist hate that she's getting. I don't mind people picking apart the movie for saying it's too dark in the sense that the colors aren't popping on that trailer, or some of the things they critiqued her voice. That's all fine. Or even if you had some in your childhood, this was what you envisioned. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking specifically about the people who made it racial. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I find super disheartening. And that's kind of what I want to address today. So, Sebastian, he left. I
He
think he
probably
clicked
had
off.
technical difficulties.
I think he clicked
Yeah.
off, but anybody can jump in. Where are you at?
Okay. This is not the first time they've done this. Okay, Ariel has been played by another woman of color, a Hawaiian, who played the title character Moana in the TV stage production, with Queen Latifah being Ursula. They have been on it since that. The MAGA crew have deemed woke as a substitution for the word black. That's what is going on in all genres and everything nowadays. So when you hear woke, it's because they want to substitute that word for black. Um, and I think both women of color got the blessing of the original voice of Ariel, Jodie Benson. She loved both of their voices, and she really, really just came out recently and really shared and showered Haley with all of the love and support that she needed to take on this role. And I think Haley looks like the cartoon, personally. I do. Her
He
face is
does.
so expressive and cartoon like that they picked the right person for this. And her voice is like an angel. I don't care what people say.
Okay, so
I think.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I did see that the original Ariel did give her blessings. Sebastian, what did you have to say?
First
Trevor?
of all, I am tired. I am tired of reboots.
Sebastian.
I didn't mute him, guys.
What? Yeah. Hi heavens, is he okay?
um, Somebody else want to jump in until he his sound is
Yeah.
back? Oh, he muted himself.
Oh, why? Is he okay?
I don't know. I think he's okay. He may have
Oh
started
no,
his
I'm okay,
birthday
guys. I'm
party.
okay, guys. I'm okay.
Okay.
Scare us like that.
So finish your thought, Sebastian.
I'm okay.
Okay, well somebody else can jump in
I jump
until
in. I say
Sebastian.
like this right here. This all this stuff is crazy. Okay, get over it, y'all. Black people out here and we ain't going nowhere. Okay, we not going nowhere. Like Whoopi Goldberg said on the View, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, that what they create in a perfect world. It's called imagination. Get out y'all feelings about this race stuff. Okay, it's so dumb and so stupid, and I'm really over it right by now. Ariel live in the bottom of the sea. I don't know. Sometimes she come up and she find her prince, the white prince, the black prince, the Asian prince, whatever kind of prince this one pull in. Okay, and that's how it is. I mean, it's so stupid. that we keep on. It's 2022, and we still dealing with this race stuff.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you're right. It's unfortunately we have to deal with this stuff. I'm driving a bridge and I'm over it right now. I really am. It's a little kid's story. It's not made for grown folks. They're like people. I remember one time ago, people talking about the Teletubbies. One of the Teletubbies had a purse. They talking about he was a fairy. Talking about he was gay
Ooh,
because he
What?
had a purse. Man, that's a little trick bag. He carried his little trick
Uh,
bag for all his little tricks. He got his little purse or whatever bag, whatever you want to call it. They said he was gay because he had his bag. He had his little trick bag. You know what I'm saying? With all his magic trick stuff in it. They want to talk about that. They say the gay character. It's dumb. And number one, it's made for kids. It's not made for grown folks.
Pretty much. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's what that's what's the problem with the world is. We don't have no kids' imagination. People want to talk about Santa Claus. I remember what that news anchor was on TV. She talking about Santa Claus was white and Jesus was white. Look, in her mind, if she wanted Jesus to be white, let Jesus be white. And I
You're
believe
talking
whatever
about Megan
household
Kelly,
he
right?
live in,
mm-hmm.
that will
Yep.
cut Santa Claus is. If you live in an Asian household, you got Asian Santa Claus, okay? And that's how I feel. I mean, whoever come down the chimney, if God send a rainbow Santa Claus down the chimney, that's what it is, okay? That's how I feel. It's dumb and it's so stupid. And she's a beautiful girl. There ain't
Yes.
nothing for an ugly girl up on there. She's a beautiful girl. So what is the problem?
Well,
People
like I said,
just
I
like
wanted
this
to give a voice.
people. All this hate.
I wanted to give a voice to everybody because I do think that for some people, it's not. I
It's
don't believe that everybody who doesn't want Haley to be Ariel
No,
is racist. I
no.
want to I want to I want to say that unequivocally. I do not believe that everybody who does not want her to be who does not want Ariel to be the Little Mermaid is racist.
Can I,
Um, hold on, really, really quick. What I do want to say is, for some people, they are.
yeah.
I think that it's fair. I know personally, I was upset that Holly Berry was cast as Storm. That annoyed me to no end because Storm is one of my favorite characters, and I felt like it should be Angela Bassett. I felt like there was nobody who could play that role better than Angela Bassett, and Hallie, destroyed it. But I just needed to say that disclaimer because I feel like, some people might feel like that's what we're saying, and we're not. We're just talking about the people who actually are racist, who have made some of these horrible memes and put them out there. Please continue, dear Dana.
Um, coming from my background, I think there's some people will jump on it because they are racist. They'll find any excuse, right? That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Some
pretty much.
people, some people do not like change. They just don't like change. And they've seen the character red hair, white skin. They don't want the character to change. This actress is super super talented.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Amen.
And they could be going by, whoa, she won the part. And I love the fact that she's in it. And let's be honest. Look, I'm a psychotherapist, but I've also taught students from 3 years old to college. The little kids, when they color, they color characters yellow, purple, blue, red. They don't care. They color them all colors. When these little kids go see the movie, they're excited that they're going to see The Little Mermaid. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And these parents that might not like it, their little kids are going to drag them to this movie whether the parents like it or not. They're
Hmm.
they're
I'm
going
with you.
they're going to be going to see the movie whether they like it or not because they won't hear the end of it until the little kids get to go see the movie.
You saw the little girls crying on the
Oh,
reaction trailers?
I
Oh,
cried myself.
oh
I
my
almost
heart.
cried.
And my other opinion is, look, Disney, needs to write some new stories instead of repurposing everything. Let's write. Get your imagination going, people. I could sit here and write some new stories for
I did hear
every
that.
ethnic group.
I did hear that this is going to be one of the new Disney princess. Her name is Asha, and she does wear her hair in braids.
Oh, cool.
So
Cool.
I haven't been able to research that. I heard that where I was, my deep dive. That was right before I came on. So
Mhm.
if
Oh, that's
anybody
so
can Google
cool.
that,
That's
and her
so
name is
cool, though.
Asha.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That is so cool. I mean, to have her in braids, and this represent African American girls. Like I said, even the American. I don't know, y'all have y'all ever seen the baby doll? It's a doll series. It's kind of American dolls. They
Mhm.
got
Hmm.
all
Yeah.
kind of. They got Native American, African American, Asian American. They got all kind of doll series. And I remember this doll had came out. I'm like, why they just had American doll, but now they got the whole full of doll series. They got a whole all of them out now.
Mhm.
I
And
think
we
they
have,
Miss
even they
Miss
even got the Everett doll. If I'm not be saying the fake the culture right. The the Everett the
like a
Everett
Middle Eastern,
Arabic,
a
yeah,
middle.
Arabic.
Everett,
Okay,
yeah,
Arabic.
huh?
yeah. They
Yeah.
got that doll out too because it's the frame of everything. And I'm just saying from my point of view, time is changing. We
And we
got
have had a black Disney princess. What was the one in New
Tiana.
Orleans?
Tiana.
Tiana.
She's
Tiana.
she's getting her
yeah.
own series.
Yeah.
They've renamed the racist riverboat whatever ride after her now. So now it Splash Mountain is now Tiana's.
I
Tiana has I think a sequel coming. She has Disney Plus TV show coming. And her hotel is banging. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I think a
hold
large.
on really quickly because I want to make sure this is a round table. I want to be able Cotty and Miss True Kelly around here we jump in. So
Okay. Hey,
help
Cotty.
yourself. It's an
Hello.
open
Hey,
forum
Holly.
and
Hey.
you don't necessarily have to agree with us. If we had some people here who were from maybe alleging that there was the woke, they can speak their piece too. Because I don't think we have anybody in here like that yet, I will be giving some of the counterpoints. So, guys, don't think that this is my opinion that's going to be coming out of my mouth. It's just what I've been seeing. So, either one of you guys jump in.
Yeah, hi Mims. I've listened to you all the time, so glad to be on your channel.
Well,
Um,
welcome.
I'm a mother of 3 kids. I have loved Disney movies since I was a kid, and so when I saw all of like the think pieces and commentary on her being black, I thought, why are adults talking about this? This
Yeah.
is for
Hmm.
children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the children look at it and they like it, right? They do focus groups, polls, and the children love it. Why are we flipping out, right? And me personally, my favorite Disney characters were Belle and
Mm-hmm.
Ariel. And for me, I always thought, and this is as a kid, when I was a kid, I was like, Ariel's really black. She's not this like this white redheaded mermaid. She's black, right? All the characters to me were black except Scuttle. I was like, no, he's a white man. He's a white person. Everybody else was black to me. They was in the Caribbean. They was playing calypso. Sebastian, hello, okay, like so it just I in my mind, I imagined Ariel to be what I wanted her to be as a kid. So if we have kids now watching this, they could imagine Ariel to be whatever they want her to be. Like Miss Dana said, kids color characters all different colors. It doesn't matter to them. What makes Disney movies slap is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Children
Mm-hmm.
love the music. They love to see the characters and the music and the theatrics of it all. They're not looking at their color.
They
They're
made a
just
lot of
not.
money off Frozen because of
I
Mm-hmm.
that
know.
soundtrack.
It's a
You
soundtrack,
you make a
But
good
So
point. Kids are allowed to use their imagination to actually see themselves in characters. I will say this, Miss True Kelly, you're black, I
yeah,
can
I am.
assume,
Yeah.
right? Um, as a young black female, was it hard that for you not to see anyone who looked like you on the big screen? Because I know as a boy, um, we did not have any like main character black male representation at Marvel. I mean, on the big screen. So I
Right.
was extremely happy when I finally saw that the Black Panther became a main character and got his own movie. Did you have any of those kind of feelings growing up, or did you even think about that, honestly?
Of course, you have those moments where you're like, well, why aren't there any black princesses? Like, I know there gotta be a black princess somewhere, right? So why are they not showing black princesses? And so I think I was probably one of the black people who were upset that the first black princess was Princess and the Frog. And for like 80% of the movie, she was a frog. I was like,
Right.
I want to see I want to see this black woman be a princess like everybody else. But she was a
I didn't even think
frog
about that.
for
Neither did I
80% of
at
the movie.
first.
And that annoyed me. I did love Moana. I thought that was a great show. I think that they the way the animators drew her was more realistic, right? Of
Mhm.
where's she from? Pacific Islander, right?
Mhm.
I enjoyed that. What else? Me and my daughter were in a car and we was like counting the princesses and we were trying to figure out how many princesses represent a different ethnicity. So we had Mulan, we had Jasmine. So Mulan,
Mhm.
Asian, Jasmine, Southeast Asian, Moana, Pacific Islander,
Before you
Tiana.
go on, really quick, that was another counterpoint that was made. Um, the lady who I showed you initially when I was going through the list of YouTube channels, she said when they cast um, Jasmine in the reboot of that, people felt that she was not um, her Middle Eastern roots were not strong enough because she was half Caucasian. So what the counterpoint is when they cast someone who is Caucasian in a role that should be played by or that was initially played by a minority, people are up in arms. However, when a black person is
Mhm,
cast in
mhm.
a role that was initially a Caucasian person, the expectation is that everyone is supposed to be okay with it.
Yeah. So me and my 14-year-old, we were actually talking about this too in the car. And she's like, well, people said, what if Tiana was white in a live action? I said, yes, that would be wrong. Because there's only one black princess. There's 10 other white princesses. So there's enough representation for the Caucasian race. For black, there's only
Who
one
is
black
washing
princess.
dishes?
What?
Huh?
But
That's
it
not me.
can be, but Tiana can be, but Tiana can be a white, can be a Caucasian, can be a Caucasian girl who turned into a frog and kiss a frog.
Then they
Why
would
not?
have to change the entire story.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
It's
they
just
would. They
remember,
would.
it's
Be-
imagination.
Damn.
no,
It's
no,
just
they
an
would have to change the
imagination.
story they wrote for Tiana because it's about segregation. It's about what she went through in that era in New Orleans. So they would have
Okay,
to
okay,
change it.
that's true. Okay, you talking about separate. Okay, yeah, you can't have to change the difference. But they
Mr.
did
Mel.
it for Little Mermaid. They said when Little Mermaid walked on the scene, her feet was bleeding. And
That's
then they
because
also said during the Little Mermaid, they said during the Little Mermaid, I mean, he married somebody else. He not married the little. He ain't not married Ariel. So you can make it all up in whatever you want to make in your imagination.
yeah,
Right.
what I'm
You
just
can
saying
be a
is
polar
that
white
Tiana's
girl.
story would have to change if they changed her ethnicity because of
Well, I
all of the
mean, but
themes
it
that
can
they
put.
put in it. Because of
That's
the
true.
themes that they
That's
put.
true, Corey. That's true. What you
But
saying is true. But I mean, why can't they not be a poor little white girl who went through a lot
Well,
of?
they would have to change her experience.
Well, it can
Is
be
what
so
I'm
Lisa,
saying.
so
because it can.
Lisa, I'm glad that Lisa is having a different point of view. So
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lisa is of
Definitely.
the mindset that all of these characters are mythical, and with that being said, the roles could be cast interchangeably.
Uh-huh.
Um, that's that's a different perspective, but I've
Yeah,
heard that as well.
they
Kadi,
would
I
just
know
have
you
to
want to
change the
jump
I mean,
in.
story
just
just a
like
little
we
bit.
say, just like
Yeah,
just
And
like
sure.
Anubis,
Why
just
not?
like
Wait a minute,
Let
Lee.
Martin
I
Goldberg
hold on,
saying.
hold on.
Wait a minute, Lee.
We can only do one at a time. So we're gonna roundtable this because I know everybody has a lot of opinion. So we'll jump Kadi, Anubis, and then Larger because I know she has some stuff to say too.
I'm gonna put myself
Hey,
back on
Curtis.
I
mute,
got
okay? Because you see,
several
can you still hear my
things.
fan?
Yes,
Can you see
ma'am.
him? Okay, I'm gonna put myself back on mute, okay?
Okay, thank you. Cotty, remember this is a Disney video.
I know. I had to choose my words wisely. I have several things. First, I want to that supposed marine biologist. I honestly hope that this person's not a marine biologist because that entire statement was just stupid.
Wrong.
I mean, she would have to be pale, so we just gonna disregard all the colorful fish in the doggone ocean, then, right? That's what you're doing, 'cause that's just not even intelligent. So I hope that person is not actually a marine biologist because somebody take that doggone degree.
Oh,
Watermelon, right? Because white people don't like watermelon and fried chicken.
what in the world?
Okay, and then the other thing, let's not act like from the inception of even theater, before there were movies, like when they were doing theater and plays, that white people didn't portray actual historical black people. When they could have used black people, they went up there and they painted their faces black and made a mockery of us. Throughout
Pretty much
on all the movies, The Mummy, they dead smack in Egypt with a whole bunch of white folks. Now this chick, she Nefertiti. Really?
You're talking about
where were the white people at protesting? Oh my God, I can't believe you're actually portraying a real life human being, not a cartoon character, not a made up person from a book, but an actual real human being who lived, who was a queen. And you want to tell me that, oh, okay, it's okay for the white people to play these people, but suddenly we get to play a cartoon character in live action as a black person, and now it's an issue?
Can I? So, because I'm telling you, this is through my deep dive. This is what some of the people on the other side are saying. One person said, you cannot expect a country that is predominantly white to cast their movies. Okay, I see two largers.
I'm sorry, I'm in my car. Which one of me? Which one?
Okay, it's the other one.
Here?
Okay, so I'm gonna remove that one.
Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they're saying that because America is, I think, 70% Caucasian, the movies were cast like that. And so it's fair to have one Mulan, one Tiana, one Mona. I'm sorry, I don't know all the Disney princesses. I'm not gonna lie.
Moana.
But that's
Moana.
Moana. That's what they're saying. Kadi, do you have a response to that?
Honestly, they would justify anything if it served their purposes. I mean, that's just flat out the way it is. You want to talk, okay, the country is in the majority white folks, but this planet, white folks are the minority on this planet, and yet they are represented everywhere in every country around this world. They are in all the ads that are going to every country. Black, brown, doesn't matter. It's got to have a white folks in the doggone ad. They are everywhere, and yet they are the minority on this planet.
My issue is that they act like we're erasing the white Ariel. We're not going in the Disney Vault. They didn't go in the Disney Vault and pull out the animation and scrub the animation and make the white animated character black. They just have the white Ariel in the animation, and then in live action in 2022, they have a black character. I can't remember when Ariel was first released. Was it in the?
I think it was 89.
89. All right.
I think it was 89.
Yeah, like 39 years, over 30 years. Now you have a black Ariel. They I don't understand. They're just like flipping out.
I want to show you guys some of the other.
Is white.
Some of
every channel, and when we get our own channel, suddenly it's a problem. How dare you have your own channels that are black when every channel in this whole doggone country is a white channel? You got to search for black people around here. You got to search for anybody who is not white. You got to search for yourself. White people have never had to search for themselves anywhere.
What disheartens me is I think that everybody should be represented. I think that there is power in someone who has a disability, who sees somebody else with a disability thriving. I think it's great that little Asian boys and girls can see, prominent people who look like them doing big things. I think the same for Black, Latin, and I applaud diversity. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at all that Disney, Marvel, all these people are moving in a direction of diversity so that everybody can be represented. I don't feel personally like, hold on. So larger, I'm gonna
Yeah.
remove this other one. No, not you. I'm gonna remove the other one because somebody's trying to get in, and I bet it is kick. If you want to prevent this first, you should. Okay, so I kicked that one out. Larger, can you still hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can
You
still
were
hear you.
good.
Can you still hear
Okay.
me?
Whoever's trying to call in, you're more than welcome to call in. I want to show you guys this because this is who they're saying Ariel's sisters are. If you remember the Little Mermaid, she had a haggle of sisters. So
Yeah.
allegedly, this is
Yeah.
going to be cast as one of her sisters. This girl is going to be cast as one of her sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the cartoon. This girl will be one of her sisters. Again,
Oh,
not like the
okay.
cartoon. This will be one of her sisters, not like the cartoon. And if you guys are noticing a trend, it looks like her sisters are going to be from all different nationalities.
All
Yeah.
walks of life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but
That's awesome.
continue. I
Daddy was
interjected
the daddy was the player from the Himalayas under the sea. He was sleeping with everybody under the sea.
only
And
the
that's
sea.
what it was. He was sleeping with the white woman. He was sleeping with the black woman. He was sleeping with
Oh,
the
Only
Asian
Lisa.
woman. He was sleeping with the Middle Eastern woman.
okay.
He was sleeping
Christine.
with
I'm
Okay,
everybody.
becoming very
Anubis,
And he was
uncomfortable.
larger. Where are we at?
he
Yeah.
also sleeping with the
Yeah. You
Latino woman.
know.
He was sleeping with everybody. And he
Okay,
made all
Lisa.
those little girls.
Disney. This is a middle of the afternoon Disney conversation, Lisa.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you show all those beautiful girls, and they come from different parts of the world. They come from
that's
Yeah.
different
true.
parts. So you got some mermaids came from Africa. You get some mermaid came from Middle Eastern. You get mermaids all over the place, and the daddy
Getting
was
his Nick Cannon. All right,
homosexual. I
Lee.
mean, not homosexual. I mean, he was
Oh my.
getting on with everybody,
That's
and he made all
hilarious.
these
I
beautiful
just saw
girls.
the. May I say
Oh,
something?
okay. Jump
Um.
in, Anubis, and larger.
Well, I'd like to open up with this quote from Albert Einstein.
Oh, okay.
Imagination is more important than knowledge.
Hello.
Knowledge is limited. Imagination expands the entire globe.
Right.
Second, I'm just appalled and disgusted that they're talking about a kids movie like this. They're not the one seeing it. And speaking of movies, I'm currently in the process of making my own movie. It has people from all walks of life, different races, different ethnicities, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm
that's
gonna
positive.
hopefully it'll show people that we are all the same underneath, not
Yeah.
not just a, not just a skin. It's blood. We bleed the same color.
Hello.
Okay. All right now, baby. All right.
Hello.
Now the movie's still in the works. It's still in a working process. It's been in the planning stage just since my middle school days. I don't know how I managed to do that while not getting my behind kicked.
Uh-huh.
All right, baby. Wrap it up.
Oh,
Land the plane.
and
Love you.
thank you. And to come back to the mummy thing, that was a different time then. A way different time. The mummy, no one was up in arms because I don't think anyone really put the pieces together right away. I mean, I put the pieces together right away because I studied ancient Egyptian culture. But this was a different time.
All right.
People than today. Today, people are more understanding.
Are they?
Are they?
Sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
not seeing
Disney,
it.
I just want to say I salute you for doing something bold and brave. Doing something
Okay.
no one on this planet, or Hollywood for that matter, had the guts to do.
Okay. Land a plane. It's Miss Curve's turn.
I'm done.
All right.
That was
For
great,
those of you who
Brendan.
don't know, that's mother and son. Okay, Curves, where you at?
Of course.
She's
Oh,
Okay,
I didn't
okay,
know. I was
okay.
like, wow.
So I had totally just did a thing on this on my channel too about the racism over Lord of the Rings and freaking Game of Thrones having melanin people in it. Okay, the whitewash is disgusting. Whitewashed history is too much. Okay, and I like Todd's point about how the men used to play women. They used to put on blackface to play us, but we can't have our black skin and play a fictional character. I mean, are you delusional much? You own every realm that there is, really? And Cod is right. They pretend to be the majority, but their whole experience is based on being the minority and afraid that they're going to lose everything that they fought so hard with their systems of white supremacy to keep. And this is fantasy. If representation matters, as a little black girl growing up, I didn't get to see no damn princesses, and that hurt my feelings. I had to look at these blonde blues in a magazine and think I needed to look like them. Your girl, Larger Curves, used to lay out and try to get a tan because I thought it would make me get white because that was the only people doing it, and it would make my hair straight. So I was very confused growing up because there was no representation for a sister. And it's beautiful that some little black girls get to look at a Little Mermaid under the sea and see
Mm-hmm.
themselves in it. And they're in her sisters. It's going to be multiracial, multi ethnicities going on under the sea, just like it is on top. And it's just this whitewash, man. The whitewash. Anything that has to do with us, the system of white supremacy has a finger on. They realize that representation matters. They realize that hope matters. They realize that wanting to be more than you are in imagination matters. That's why they try to cap it off the way they try to cap it off. But we're here to say that no more are we going to tolerate whitewashing all the realms, man. Keep your hatred to yourself. Keep it
Amen.
all bottled up. We had to sit on silent for 400 years, and y'all are scared of what? Scared of what? Because you got it coming. But can we have a mermaid, please? And then you finally give me damn Black Panther up on the big screen, and then he lets all the white people in Wakanda, and he ends up dead. What kind of shit is that? Except for some more whitewashing. You know
Ooh.
what I'm saying?
I know
It's
what
maddening. It's maddening, and I
Preach.
feel like there needs to be a law against whitewashing. There needs to be a law against that. If I can get in trouble for perjury because it's not the truth, then this is not the truth either. This is a fantasy realm. Keep your hatred to yourself. The marine biologist obviously got his degree from Trump University. He don't know
Ooh.
nothing.
obviously.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just not okay. Our kids need to see themselves represented across the board, all nationalities, out of many, one. Out of many, one. So why not let us be represented where we need to be represented? Stop with the whitewashing. Stop being scared. Take your licks that you know you got coming and share the space.
I
you.
feel you.
Preach.
That was a mic drop
Exactly. Yep.
moment. That
Amen.
that was
Woo.
definitely
And
a
by
That
mic
the
drop.
was
way,
good little Michael drop, and it's going like that nowadays. I'm sorry to say, y'all, we got reputation. I think when I was growing up, I was looking at the Jeffersons. I seen the Jeffersons. I thought Louise, because I was a little fat little girl, I thought Louise was a pretty big woman. She was married to George Jefferson. I love the Jefferson. You had the Jeffersons, had 227. So I had black quotation on the screen. I'm not older than most people up on here, but I seen black quotation on the screen just like Curtis had said. You didn't too much see it, but you seen it though. And back, especially when I was coming up, and I remember the first time I ever seen Dynasty when I seen what's her name? What's her
Diane
name?
Carroll.
Diane Carroll. I thought
yeah.
she was the most beautiful woman in the world, and I always want. I love the way she dressed. Love the way her animism was, her attitude was, and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I used to love it. You know what I'm saying? So me growing up, I seen rotation of the black, beautiful black woman, and how rich you can be with the Jeffersons and Good Time and all that right there. Cause you seen that. So it's like nowadays, like I said, we black, we ain't going nowhere. We got our first African American first lady. They still mad at that. They call her monkey. And then
Mhm.
it's just keep going on. We got. I remember I was watching Fox News.
Oh Lord.
I watched the Fox Five, and I remember the day that Kamala Harris had they had sworn her in as the vice president. The woman said, "Well, I just wish she was a Republican." You can look on her face. You can just look on the tension on her face when they was talking about it. That you can look like she was really annoyed that Kamala Harris was a vice president when I first this the first woman vice president of United States. It's like she had beat out, you know, a Caucasian woman. My daughter keep telling mom, you can't say white people, you gotta say Caucasian, okay? Just like we want people to say African American instead of saying black. She told me my daughter get
Colby,
on my time.
you're up next, Colby.
Yeah,
But
so
guys, I
Okay.
definitely this
it's
wasn't
like
isn't.
that, you
Hold on one
know.
second, Lisa. This one isn't gonna be a super long live like you guys are accustomed to. That's why I have to kind of like round table it. Um, Colby, where are you at?
Well, I totally understand the whitewashing and all of that. That definitely does happen. But I think this is a different situation. No, I definitely don't understand the ignorance and the racism, like with the postings and all of that. But I do understand when you have one idea of a character and they switch it up and change it on you. For example, I don't like the fact that they had Harriet played by someone that did not come from African American lineage, and the person is black, but they're not our type of black. So I understand why people could look at a character and be disappointed, and it may not have anything to do with race. It could be culture. It could
Who's
be all
Harriet?
sorts of things.
Harry
Harry
It's like
Tubman.
Tubman.
the Harry Tubman.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That was
Yeah,
a
yeah.
I was
real
going to
person
say you don't
Ariel
know
ain't
who Harry
alive.
Tubman is.
I agree
I
with you,
was
but at
I
the
Kobe, on
thought
same
that
I
one.
thought
time,
it was like a Disney character. I was like, I don't know that one.
No,
Okay,
Ariel ain't alive. She ain't real.
okay.
Exactly.
Harriet Tubman
right,
was
Continue
a
right.
real woman.
continue on, Colby. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry
Okay, and
about
I understand there is no such thing as trying to culturally appropriate a fish or a mermaid. I totally get it, but what I'm saying is that I feel to a certain extent they set it up. Like here's the point that I'm making. I remember watching Judge Judy for years, and when she changed and went to cable, they changed the black bailiff, and I was like, "Where the bailiff is gone? What? That was a black dude. They replaced him." So all I'm saying is that when you have something a certain way, where Ariel was redheaded, she had a certain character, a certain look, and children are identified with her a certain way. And then you come in and change it up and make her black and give her dreadlocks. That is culturally shocking to those people. And I also think that it plays into the replacement theory that's been going on the past couple of years, where on the other end, they have concerns of being replaced by people of color. So you have a traditional role that was by this redheaded girl, and it looks like this black woman took Ariel's job and made her black. So
Oh
I
my
think to a
God.
certain, and
Good.
I'm just saying
They
how it
What
should.
is
looks to
this,
them.
Archie Bunker? Archie Bunker?
Good.
I think that,
They
but see, the
honestly
people,
should
but
be afraid. We spent
Good.
400 years being oppressed. 5 minutes. Ooh. Oh.
Yeah. Get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, well
well, I
let him
understand.
finish.
I'm just saying if you started
Let him
off
finish
one
his
way,
point.
yeah, I'm just saying if you started off one way and then you change the color, you change everything about the person, and what that actually does to me, in my opinion, because I'm always looking at things strategically, is that plays each race against each other. So they knew that this was going to be a big controversy. You can't change this traditional red-headed Ariel and then you're going to make her black with dreadlocks. I think that this wasn't going to go without controversy. They knew it was going to be controversial. They knew this was going to be a shock to children, and they know how conservative people feel about the images and all the
Well,
certain things. They don't
that's
even
in
want
present.
black.
That's in present day though, Colby, because they did this in the '90s with Brandy. She was
That's
a
what I say,
black girl
Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cinderella, yep.
with
Yep.
braids, and there wasn't all this controversy. They threw that movie on. It was a big hit. They
Yeah.
had Whitney Houston.
You guys want to
With
you guys want to blow your
Goldberg. Yep.
minds?
It's
Blow your
in
minds, you
present
guys.
day that it's a problem now,
Mm-hmm.
You guys,
right?
real
That's
quick,
why I was
you want
saying
to
it's
blow your
a
minds?
replacement thing.
These are all okay. So there's a book out, and it's African American stories and folklore, and every story that Disney has presented was originally a Black centric story. Every single one. I have the book at home. I'll show it to you later, Mims. I'll take pictures. I'll upload the whole thing. Everything is in this book, from Hans Christian Andersen, that they changed it to Hans Christian Andersen. The Cinderella story is in this book. The Little Mermaid is in this book. The freaking everything that Disney has produced is in this book with African folklore before Disney existed. So they are the ones that changed it.
Oh, you're
Well, I
saying
mean,
this
But this is
predates
not
this
African.
pre
at
Yeah.
all.
this
They take
predates
everything that we
Yeah,
create
these
and then
stories,
turn it
these
around to theirs.
exactly these
Everything.
stories, hundreds and thousands of children's stories and parables from African cultures were taken. Disney got them, switched the recipe, made a movie house and a playground for it, called it Disney, and made everybody white. Check it. I'll check it.
But that
Yeah.
makes sense, though. Of course, it's their country, their money, their
It's not
studio,
their
their everything.
country.
Of course, they're
It's
going.
It's
It's
not.
not
our
their
country.
country.
But what? Okay, just let me make my point, please. All I'm saying is that when someone is in a power position, it makes common sense that they're going to make the star look like them. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that that's common sense. They have all the power, so they're going to lift and uplift people that look like them. That's pretty similar all over the world. I'm not saying it's right. I'm from America. Hundreds of years my people go back. So I'm totally with you on that. I share the same, history. But I'm just saying I don't expect them. I have a certain expectation. I don't expect them to uplift our people because I've been here hundreds of years. Our people have been here for hundreds of years and they never done it. So I don't expect them to all of a sudden start empowering black characters. Now, what I think that what
Right.
they could have done is if they wanted to add some diversity, they could have added another character that was just as important that was in the movie along with Ariel, and she could have been black, and then that way both people could be groups could be satisfied. But I think
Not.
anytime you have a
That would have
group and you
never
No.
replace it with something else, it's just what it is. It's going to have a reaction. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not fair. Everyone's reaction. I understand that this happens all the time. I remember when 007 with James Bond, they didn't want that the Nigerian actor. I can't think of what his name is. They didn't want him to play James Bond.
Idris Elba.
Exactly. They had no problem with Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra. We know she's not of Egyptian or any sort of African heritage. So I totally get it. And I understand I'm there with you. I remember with Queen of the Damned. With that book, that was a fictional character as well. And they did not want Aaliyah. If I know that Corey probably remembers. They did not want Aaliyah playing Interview with the Damned, that movie, Queen of the Damned, because they felt that in the book, which I did read, that the character was light skinned and they felt that she was too dark. And then the girl died before the movie even came out, and it looked stupid. So at the end of the day, this does happen quite often. I'm just saying I don't expect for them to be the power structure and uplift and promote our people. They've never done it, and they ain't going to start doing it now.
Well, that's true. You don't expect them to, but that's why you force.
Well, yeah. Have you all
And let me say
noticed?
something real quick. Dread is short for dreaded, which is a name that white people gave to our locks. So
Hello.
every time we call them dreadlocks, we just reinforcing the fact that white people call them dreaded locks.
Yeah, I only call my hair locks.
Yeah.
I
Have
don't
you
know
not?
rock
Have
etiquette,
y'all?
so
Oh, yeah. Have y'all all noticed that the reason that how Disney is now becoming inclusive? Now Roy and Walt are gone.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that.
And
I
Mickey
did.
Mouse is actually a minstrel.
Yeah, he
Mickey
is.
Mouse, yeah, he's
Yeah,
black.
First,
Mhm.
my Dazzler
Actually.
Cleopatra was mixed. She wasn't just one thing. So
Yeah.
get it straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was Greek and Egyptian.
Okay, well hold on.
That
No,
was
don't be rude to my subscribers. She's just
Learn
that's
your
just
history,
give.
honey. Learn
Who
your
said what?
history, honey.
I don't know what Cleopatra was, but we have to be.
I don't think
She wasn't saying
we
anything
literally
negative.
know.
So, Callie, where you at? 'Cause
I mean,
this
Hey,
is-
Cal.
Can I say something for a minute?
understand that everybody is offended by these crazy people. I think the one reason why we're hearing from these people is because of social media. they're convening with each other, they're talking to each other all day, and they're making each other crazier than what they were in the 90s when Brandy played Cinderella. Not only did they not have Twitter, they didn't have the ability to have this community online with each other and feed off of each other's negativity. So that is why it has gotten so much worse. Now, some points that I do agree with on the other side is that they knew this would be controversial. This was a marketing scheme. I don't really know if in the book that it is specifically referred to that she's European. I don't know that.
It's not.
Well, then to me, they didn't change anything because there are redheaded African people of African descent. I mean, red hair does not mean that you're European. That's actually a misconception. Most redheads have a form of albinoism, to be honest. So it has nothing to do with being European. I don't remember it ever specifically saying that she was European. If it was not ever specified that she was European, then they have not changed anything, because she never had a race to begin with. So the whole thing is silly. But I also think that, you know, at the end of the day, Disney did what they did. They cast her. They gave her the opportunity. They cannot control these lunatics online.
Nope.
And even if we do need to be, I feel that we really, really need to really find a way, and it's probably going to take many generations to create our own. But even with that, those lunatics are still going to be out there, but we would be able to tune them out a little bit more because they would not be controlling what we're doing because we would have our own stuff. Yeah.
I think that was kind of what Sebastian was trying to say.
Nice, but every time we do build our own, they bomb it.
We can't do nothing. So next time, we be ready for it.
Every single time.
Hold on. We can only do. We gotta stop. Hold on.
Yeah, we can't go back to the 1930s where there was no technology. No, we can't keep living saying, well, they bombed something in the 30s, so we can't build anything else.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, we're not saying
way to fight a bully.
We're just acknowledging that they
Miss
always
Samantha,
do.
I gotta go because my phone's about to die.
Well, thank you for joining us, Anubis.
Yeah.
I always appreciate your commentary.
Thank you. See you.
Thanks, Anubis.
I mean, does it really? I'm because right now it's just like, I mean, does it really matter? It's a part of imagination. And this what area come from. It come from imagination. Under like the girl under the sea who fall in love with a man on top of the sea on dry land. It's a love story from a young girl. It's this all this like it just I mean this all of it. This like
No,
I
it's
was saying,
ridiculous.
this I'm from me. This like people saying if somebody want to take Tahana Kiss in the Fall and turn her into a white girl, no, I mean turn her to a Caucasian girl. Why she can't be Caucasian? She can be a
no, I have something to
she
say about that.
She can be a poor girl. She can be a poor
No,
Caucasian
Lisa, she
girl
can't be
kissing the
Caucasian
fall.
that was
Because
part
I
of the
know I
story.
kissed several falls in my lifetime.
See,
And
this
every
is
girl
the
I
thing.
kissed
Her
kissing
being
John
black
Fall.
We're not gonna
for me
change
Lily.
no black
part of
characters
that
to white
story.
characters. We barely got any as it is. If I had my way, we turn all the white
No,
ones
I know
black.
how you feel.
Hello.
I'm just
Everything
saying,
black.
just like Whoopi,
Everything.
I'm just like Whoopi
Shoot, we
Goldberg
majority on
the
this
scene.
planet anyway.
Right?
Just like Whoopi,
Wait,
but
yeah,
just
we're
I
the
believe the Wonder
majority.
Woman character was initially based on the Woman King. So the Wonder Woman character, who we know is white. I believe that character was based on the Dahomey warrior, which is
No,
the
the
Woman
Dora
King. I think
Milaje
it was,
were Kobe,
was it?
not Wonder Woman.
No,
Dora
Wonder
Milaje.
Woman was actually based on.
Uh,
Yeah, she was.
She was based on Greek Amazons. Wonder Woman.
oh,
No,
there was an
So
African
no,
thing.
the concept of quote unquote Greek Amazons is actually
From Africa.
Stolen from Africa. Just
Yeah,
Africa
so
more
That's
so
what I'm
from
saying.
Africa.
That's the point I'm saying.
oh, that's what
Yeah.
you're
Even
saying.
I remember
Got
when
it, Kobe.
when you
Misunderstood.
Exactly. You remember Corey back in the day when Wonder Woman used to come on when we were kids?
Yeah,
Remember she went to the island of other women warriors where all women
yeah,
and there were no men and they had those
and
warrior things on?
they had a lot of them of different color actually
They sure
on
did. They sure
Themyscira.
did.
hmm
Yeah.
Even back in the
And it was like a
70s.
the whole
And
thing. Yeah.
the one who played Wonder Woman was Mexican herself. So I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Linda Carter.
yes,
Yeah.
This what I'm talking about. Who cares? I
we
love
care,
Wonder
Lisa,
Woman
because we
still.
want
I
to see
don't care.
ourselves.
I don't. I mean,
But
Yes, let's just roll
who
over like
it
knows?
we
matters.
always do and let
Lisa,
her win.
Just like Whoopi go, just like
And
Whoopi
if it
go
Come
doesn't
back
on.
and
matter,
hold on for me. Just hold on.
Uh,
Like Whoopi go back
But
on the View. It's part of the perfect world. If we did live in a perfect world, when we can have a purple dinosaur, we got a purple dinosaur.
wait,
Who
what?
hmm
cares? It's imagination. People,
okay,
it's imagination. And we people just need to just get out of it. I mean, like
okay,
we cannot be. It's
Lisa,
like they playing
It's
us
a
or
mixed
we playing
point.
them. It's like
Lisa,
it's about the imagination. Whatever you want it to be,
Lily,
about whatever you
Yeah.
want it to be.
my
Lily,
imagination is all black all the time in every scenario
Well, it's
possible.
not.
Lily.
That had not. My imagination ain't gonna work like that. And but I get
I
like,
do.
but at the end of the
get,
day,
I
they're
get
not
your
taking
point of
anything
view.
from her.
I do.
She
I
has
get
been
your point
casted,
of
she
view.
has the role, and the movie has been made. These people ain't doing
hmm
nothing but just whining on social media.
I
Li-
bet
That's
it
all
grossed
they're
a
doing.
Yeah,
whole
and
heck
that's
of a
what it
lot of
is.
money.
And we sitting here, you know what? And we curtainizing their ignorances because we talking about it.
okay, Lisa.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you still
Yeah,
there.
I'm here. I'm here. I
Am
hear
I
you
still
Lisa.
talking.
here?
Yeah,
Hello?
we hear you, Larger.
Yeah, you still here, Curves.
Oh,
Lee.
sorry, I got a call.
Oh, okay, Lee. Let me preface this how I preface this for Anubis when he was young. He had asked me, why don't I see me? Why don't I see enough people that look like me? Well, I had to explain to a 7-year-old systematic racism. Can you imagine? And as a person who's also mixed with something else, I didn't see myself either on
Right.
TV. So it's hard. Representation matters, Lisa. Seeing yourself matters. We used to tell our parents used to tell us back in the day, you could be president. We didn't believe them. We didn't believe them until 2008 when Barack Hussein Obama was elected, and that became truth to power. So you have to really, representation matters. Sure, the imagination is great. You can imagine you're a blue fairy. That's fine. They even have a problem with the blue fairy being black. So there's a lot of things that are difficult, but representation matters. You have to see yourself. It's important for self-esteem and psychological growth.
And that's true.
Very
And I
true.
truly believe.
Quite true.
And
As a
I
matter
truly
of
believe.
fact, whitewashing
Listen
everything,
to me. I truly
whitewashing
believe that.
everything is a
I,
form of psychological warfare, you
It
guys.
is.
I
Exactly.
truly
And
Whitewashing
you
believe that.
everything
That's
always
why I
start
watch
with the
shows like
is
the
children.
Black
psychological
Hampton.
warfare.
The
That's
best
why
way is to start with the children. Always. If you can get them when they're young, then you
Yes.
don't have to worry about trying to get them as adults. You already done brainwashed them.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
well, you know,
I
I
The
have.
mean,
other side of that though, hold
I
on one
mean,
second.
Wait a minute. Wait
Hold
a
on
minute. Wait
one
a minute,
second,
Lee.
Lisa. The other side to that though, Kadi, is I don't think that children necessarily see color in that sense. Like if you just allow children to be children, they're not gonna. A little white child is not gonna say, "I don't want to go play with that little black child or that little Asian child." It's only when that is ingrained in them. Children don't see it like that initially.
they don't.
Initially,
They
you're right.
kind of
They
do, though.
don't.
Listen, listen, listen.
They
They kind of
do,
do.
Mims.
Because
Actually.
little other nationalities' kids come up to my brown sons and want to touch their skin. Little other kind of kids want to
That
touch
doesn't
my
mean that they
kids' hair.
don't know.
And
That
that,
doesn't mean that
and
no curves. That doesn't mean that if they see something different, children, the natural inclination is they're going to want to learn. They can see
but
themselves.
that's why representation matters, because if they saw us all the
That
time
wasn't the
on the
point that I was.
TV,
That wasn't the point that I was making. I'm
oh,
saying
okay.
that hate is a learned behavior.
Oh, yeah,
That's
no,
what
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
definitely.
saying.
That's true.
I don't think kids see it like that. They don't. it just from what I've seen and seeing little kids come up, they don't see that. They're taught that. Similar
Yeah.
to there was a video. I can't play it. YouTube doesn't like when you play children on your channel, so I try not to. But
Okay.
it was a Caucasian girl, and it was her reaction to the trailer,
Oh
and she
wow.
looked like a cute kid, and she turned around and she said, "Was that Whitney Houston?" Now, to me,
Oh.
that was something that, hold on, I think somebody may have to mute. I can hear like some car stuff. To me, that was something that her parents put her up to because there's no way that 4-year-old would have known who Whitney Houston was. That was
Um,
somebody
it
looking
depends on if she
for.
was played in the household.
I don't think that that girl knew who Whitney Houston was, Corey. I'm sorry. I think that that was something that she was fed a line because people knew that the trailer, the Little Mermaid trailer, was getting traction online.
Got it.
So let's get your reaction and just say, because the woman is singing, I thought that was Whitney Houston. To me, the deeper issue with that is we don't all look alike. So how you would confuse, even if you knew Haley Bailey with Whitney Houston, I didn't like it. Everybody was saying it was cute, and my thought went to she was fed a line, and we don't all look alike. I
Yeah.
wish I wish I could play it for you,
I
but
thought it
guys,
was because of her voice. You know, her
how would
singing.
she know her voice? I don't
Listen,
think that that household
Anubis
was
knows
playing.
everybody
Anubis
from
was
The
raised
parents really
in
like
a
Whitney
black
Houston though, it's
household.
me.
possible.
Yeah.
I don't think that
No,
that
they
was the
probably was
case
looking
because
for a moment on social media to go viral.
she
Period.
Got it.
stumbled over the name. Like
Oh, okay. Okay.
I wish I could play it. I'll put it on my Instagram, make it make sense now, and you guys
Okay.
can judge. But guys, this one was not going to be a long one, so if you guys can give like your short close out so that we could close this one out, I would appreciate it. If you have something to say to close out.
I just say this way.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
go ahead and I'm gonna close out. It's
Hmm.
too much for me. I mean, it's about the imagination, okay? And
That's fair.
for my white Caucasian brothers and sisters, I'm sorry, baby doll. We are everywhere. We're not going nowhere. The Asian community ain't going nowhere. The Latino community ain't going nowhere. Okay, we all minorities are here in the state. And baby, you need go lay down somewhere and let God talk to you. That's the only thing I can say. God bless y'all, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because baby doll, we got the real life princess. Her name is Megan Markle, baby doll. Okay, we got Ariana C, and I don't know if she Latino black. I don't know. She look all kind of mixed to me. But hey, whatever it is, okay. We don't got the we don't had everything nowadays, okay. So we don't had the first black president. We don't had the first black. We had the first black family. Two beautiful black girls. I'm done. I'm over it. Okay, so I'm drawing me a bridge. I'm over now. Okay,
Well,
sorry,
thank
y'all
you for
don't
that,
like it.
Lisa.
It is what it is. I ain't gonna call. I'm not gonna. And somebody said Walt Disney was racist. I remember it was a gentleman. I remember it was a gentleman on TV. Then I'm close out. It was a gentleman on TV. He was talking about. He was talking about black people working at Disney in the early days. He said himself. He said Walt Disney was not racist. He said Walt Disney was trying to put other people, black people, on, but the system back then would not let him. And he said that on. He said God, Walt Disney. He said Walt Disney was kind of put black people on back then. He said, but the system will not let system back then will not let him do it.
That's an interesting point, Lisa.
So
Oh
you just
well,
got to. It's a new day and time, and I just wish we just like I said, we got the perfect dinosaur, and the Teletubbies and Santa Claus and everything, however you want to see it. Like I said, when it comes, people always talking about Santa Claus. I said Santa Claus, whoever live in your household, okay. If you got
But
a
it is.
rainbow, you got a rainbow family.
Yeah.
Santa
now
Claus
Lisa, now hold
rainbow
up, now
coming
Lisa.
down
This was
Oh,
a
you keep
the
this
falling
chimney.
off.
was a this was a closeout.
Okay, so
You
Yeah,
you.
Lisa, I also have to close out, Lisa.
I'm just
yeah, I
saying right
like it.
now, okay. Love ya. I gotta go see
Okay.
my other boo,
All
Gore.
right.
So he gonna keep me
All
company.
right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is Gabor on?
Yeah, he on.
Oh,
I
okay.
gotta
We all
close
down over
out.
there.
Yeah,
All right.
Now,
Okay.
y'all,
Love
I have to
y'all.
close out. I just have a comment. I understand diversity and all of that, but I don't appreciate them making the daddy Nick Cannon. That is not cute. How do you explain that to children?
Okay, Callie.
Wait a minute,
No,
what?
Oh
she's
my
saying
God.
because the
Oh,
dad has
well.
all the other
Daddy
races.
got
All
5
I
baby mamas from all over the world. How do you explain that to a child watching this movie?
He's king of the ocean. And
They
the
might be
ocean's
well,
wide
they're
and
adopted.
no.
They
big.
trying to
It
normalize this.
it really
They
Y'all
is
think
might
I'm joking?
intersectional.
They
they
are
might be
trying to
adopted,
normalize this.
Callie.
Adopted.
Yeah,
Um,
they could be
all
adopted.
They
I
ain't
I just
all
adopted.
I think all I think is that whitewashing needs to stop. The system of white supremacy needs to end. Yes, it's imagination. Representation matters. And if it's about being first, then you stole the stories from Africa. So why ain't everybody black? So, there's enough room on right for everybody. Just share the space. They do not own all the other realms, man. Come on. I'm definitely a black fairy. Definitely.
I
You
could see
got
that.
it.
I could see that.
And don't forget about Blade
Yes.
Mims.
Was he not supposed to be? Oh, he was a black vampire.
He was a black superhero, one of the first,
Yeah.
right
I didn't
along with
consider him.
T'Challa.
I don't know that I considered him Blade a superhero.
He was.
Yeah,
He's a
he
I'm
was
just
Marvel
saying for.
superhero.
He's
I'm just saying for
sort
me
of an
personally.
anti-hero.
Oh,
Yeah, anti-hero.
For me personally, I didn't.
Yeah, he's
okay.
he's kind of an anti-hero, not a superhero.
Thanks, Mims.
All right,
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
man.
Mims.
I will
Thanks for
keep
the
you guys
combo.
posted. You guys wanted this one live, so we did it live. My boy Gabor is apparently on, and I'm probably gonna head over there. So y'all should too.
Me too.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys
See you
later.
guys. See you over there.